Welcome to a little bit of cleanup in Genshin Impact. The Exquisite Night Chimes event is about to end, and I had during my stream of it said that I wanted to come back if I found anything more interesting still, and also because I wanted to show off the last chapter of Paper Theater. And it so happens that it turned out that there was still something interesting happening. In fact, it happened already at the end of the stream, but I didn't really notice. Many Liyue characters have appeared all across Liyue now and are ready to talk to us, or for us to talk to them. So I've marked them all on my map, hoping that I found all of them. And I'm gonna go around talking to them, slowly closing in on Liyue Harbor and the location of the Paper Theater, where we are gonna end. So let's have some conversations all across Liyue, starting with here in Jinxa Village, where 2 or 3 people want to talk to us in 2 conversations. The first one being Yao Yao, who I've also added to my team already. I know, it's a little weird. Don't stare at her like that.
I'm so happy, and all the grandmas and grandpas in Chingsha Village had a great time too.
Why Jinxa Village?
You mean, what am I doing here? Well, just now, I did a performance for everyone.
What kind of performance do you do?
Although I can't play an instrument anywhere near as well as Master, I can still sing.
Oh?
Even Granny Roshin said I did a great job. She also gave me some candies.
Yeah, I know, Yao Yao. You also want some candies.
I'm so happy. And all the grandmas and grandpas in Chingsha Village had a great time too.
About your master.
Master's told me a lot of stories about the Adepti. There was Skybracer with the giant deer horns, and Sea Gazer who loved to collect treasure. Sometimes Master talks and talks for a long time, until her voice starts to sound sad. But then she always breaks into a smile again, and tells me all of the things each of them loved best about Liyue. I love everything about Liyue. Some of the Adepti are gone now, but it's okay, because I'm gonna help take care of everyone in their stead.
Are you saying you're better than the Adepti at doing that? I guess you are.
I'm so happy, and all the grandmas and grandpas in Chingsha Village had a great time too.
About that guy.
I'm happy that Mr. Dvorak found the fairy lady from his story. And I'm also happy that it turned out it was Master all along. Also, I helped out this time too, didn't I? So that means I was paying homage to my master? Oh, also, Mr. Dvorak got one of his friends to bring me a toy from Fontaine. I like it a lot. At first, I didn't know whether I was supposed to accept it or not. But then Master said it was okay, so I did.
Do you have any line for
I'm so
me
happy.
saying no?
And all the grandmas and... See you! Make sure you take good care of Paimon.
Yeah, or else she'll be all grumpy again.
And please come play with me if you ever have the time.
I'll take you along, sure. Let's leave this imposter alone. You probably noticed already. There's some more people over there. Speaking of Master,
Granny, you play so beautifully. Do you think you could teach me?
Oh, child, you simply never stop, do you? This festival is a rare chance to rest and relax. But here you are pestering me to teach you this, that, and the other.
Don't worry, Granny. I'm a fast learner. And anyway, the sooner I start learning, the sooner we'll be able to perform a duet together. A musical duo is only as good as its weakest link. So you gotta teach me all your secrets, okay?
All right. Well, you can start by making me some more tea and leaving it to cool on the side.
Sure, Granny.
I guess those two are gonna make a great duo for next year. Can probably guess who the next person is by where we are going. First, I'm gonna take away this marker, so I know that I have been here. Who could be at Wangshu Inn? Especially at this spot of Wangshu Inn. Yeah, the usual.
Yen Shao just came up here with some almond tofu, but I haven't finished everything Xiangling gave me yet. You should try some too. I'm not as experienced in tasting mortal food as you, and I couldn't tell the difference. There must be many different stories to tell of the hustle and bustle of the mortal world, too. You can tell me. I will listen.
I'm glad we had this talk. But now I must leave. To meet the people that made me aware of the fact that there is still more people around. Because I teleported to the Crux, the Alcor, because I wanted to finish off my last few points at the Vigilance at Sea minigame. And I saw there was someone there. Someone who does not care that there's a storm.
This is such a cool ship! Facing the sea breeze and gazing out at the soaring seagulls, makes me want to sing out loud!
I wouldn't call this a sea breeze. At all.
Kazuha, how about I stay here and be the ship's resident bard? What are my prospects?
With your level of artistic finesse, I'm sure nothing will go wrong. But I'm afraid the sailors aboard are not the most versed in the arts. They probably wouldn't understand the deeper meaning your poetry holds.
You can't say that for sure. Poetry is spur-of-the-moment creations. Anyone viewing the same sights and experiencing the same atmosphere would surely understand. There's a port in Mondstadt too, but I rarely get the chance to board any of the ships.
A port in Mondstadt? Where's that?
Speaking of ships, everything's perfect about this one, except... Kazuha? Could you tell your captain that my height says nothing of my age? I'm way past drinking age. How often does one get to enjoy a seafood feast on a ship? It'll be a real shame if there isn't anything stronger to enhance the food. Pretty please.
Let's just hope we don't get hit by something stronger.
There's not much I can do about that. It's not because Captain Beto's not on the ship right now, but because there's no room for negotiation on this matter. Even I have to sit in the no-drinking zone every time.
I mean, you are about the same height.
But I don't get drunk after just a few sips. Trust me, I can hold my liquor really well.
No luck, Venti. No luck. Put a pin in it. And the rest of our conversations are all here in Liyue Harbor. Let's start with the right side. What an interesting pairing that is.
Try something new at the Wanmin restaurant.
The vegetables are fresh, and there are enough wheats and grains stocked up. I'll pass on the seafood. Oh, it's you. We meet again. Surprised to see me here? It's the director's orders. Xiangling worked all day and night at the restaurant during the festival and didn't get to have any time to enjoy the festivities. The director sent me here to help out in the kitchen so that Xiangling will have some time to herself. But with someone as hardworking as you around, there seems to be nothing much for me to do. It feels good seeing my old friend in the kitchen, fetching ingredients and lighting fires. Perhaps I should borrow Cloud Retainer's Supreme Cuisine machine to speed things up.
Please don't.
You'd still prefer to make them by hand, but of course.
Thanks, Guoba. You're preventing a disaster here. The next group is down here at the docks. A place we don't really visit all that much. Because there's nothing ever really happening here. Interesting enough. And it's a quartet.
Singcho, you have to be honest. Honest about what? How did you and Venti really meet?
Why are you suddenly asking that?
Aren't they book buddies?
Yeah, we met a few times at a book convention. That's all.
Oh, really? With that extraordinary demeanor and literary talent, he's definitely not just any bard. If he's someone that could hold his ground in a conversation with a consultant, he needs to at least be as talented as me.
Perhaps you're overthinking this matter.
Hu Tao, Shincho wouldn't lie to us.
Surely, he never would. Especially not about his identity.
Okay, I'll tell you the truth.
Huh?
Singcho!
I'm actually a fan of Venti's poetry.
Lies.
You all know that I love reading, and sometimes come across poetry from Mondstadt. Among those works, I admire the ones penned by Venti the most. Just as Hu Tao said, his artistry is the reflection of his personality, remarkable grace and exceptional literary talent. I guess Venti didn't tell you the whole truth back at the restaurant, because he didn't want to embarrass me in front of everyone. He's such a considerate person.
Yes, right. I can confirm that. When Singcho was busy with other things, He asked me to buy him poetry books in secret.
I see. That didn't sound like too much of a big deal. You could have told us right away.
Yeah, why would you lie about that?
Well, I'm telling you now, aren't I?
Oh, so that's your story. Forget it. Let's drop this topic. It's not often that the four of us are all together. What should we do next? Hide and seek, hopscotch, or some shopping?
Since there's 4 of us, why don't we borrow a mahjong set?
I guess I'm just heir to you. If you treat me like that, I'm just gonna leave you behind and look for other people. Surely, someone is at that square. It's not a square at all. There's certainly people.
Hey, don't tell me you called me over for just a game of chess.
Well, it's not mahjong.
You have to be more specific, Captain Beidou. Is it that you find playing chess an uninteresting activity, or that you're unhappy about my lack of novel ideas? If you don't specify what you mean, how could I know what I should do to please you?
Of course. I make a single remark and you reply with a full-blown lecture. Maybe we should deal with all official affairs publicly in the future. It might just make things easier.
I'd be perfectly happy with that. I'm just worried that Captain Beidou's business might be negatively affected.
Don't give me that. That woman from Yenshang Tea House sometimes comes aboard to ask for information. She requested the fleet to import some goods, but how could I not know who she's actually working for?
Oh, you sure know a lot, Captain Beidou. How about I ask her to come over? Or maybe we go straight to her tea house. With one more person around, we'll be able to have some variety in our chess games. I hope that that would be less of a bore to you.
Free player chess.
So, we're still gonna play chess after all.
If I join, we can play 4-player chess. I guess that's a no. It was worth a try. Now, the next people were the ones I had to search the most, because they are not in the most obvious place. At least, not one that we usually visit. They're right over there. Also not the people we usually talk to.
The Lantern Rite celebrations are getting better by the year. Such wonderful music.
Dr. Baiju, I've brought the herbs. Who are they for?
The singers. Performing at a music festival is very demanding. Using these herbs in good time will protect their voices from damage.
I could potentially need that.
Oh, that's why you were preparing them all night.
I dared not neglect the Yuheng's request. Her messenger was quite insistent that it should take top priority. Let me double check again. This one is for...
Me. Please give it to me. The next duo we already talked to during the stream, but for completion's sake.
Okay, now I need to get a move on and write my next song.
Listen to you. You only just fulfilled one lifetime dream. Are you really thinking about your next goal already?
Don't try to tell me you ain't the same way. I bet you've already thought up a name for your next opera, haven't you?
You know me too well, Xinyan. The Adeptus Seeking Voyage. How does that sound?
Oh, man! Yeah, I can already picture it.
I've also got just the finishing line for it. I'll close with, "And the celestial melody echoed through the clouds forevermore."
And that leaves us with one pin and one person. Right by our final goal. It is
Show's about to start.
I know this story.
our main character of this story.
Magnificent! Absolutely magnificent.
You mean the show?
Yes. When I heard the music coming from up in the clouds, I was so stunned I could barely think or move. I felt like it had a special kind of hold over me. Or maybe it was the adeptal power within the music. And the ensemble at the end was truly sublime. I felt like I would have started to cry if I hadn't been one of the performers on the stage.
You can cry while performing, surely.
Magnificent! Absolutely magnificent.
What are your plans for the future?
Well, Lady Ningguang, the Tianquan of the Liyue Qixing, has invited me to visit her again at Yujing Terrace to discuss a long-term collaboration plan. I do hope everything goes well and that we have more opportunities to collaborate in the future. The next time we have another performance, you'll have to come. I will save the best seat for you. Magnificent! Absolutely magnificent.
About the fairy lady.
I've already given her my thanks in person. This is what she said. It is only natural to lend a hand when we see someone in distress. The wonderful music you brought to Liyue is worth far more than gratitude. Truly, I felt so honored. But I've also made a decision for myself. I will strive to create even more wonderful, original music for this era. Our era.
Wonder if we'll see you again.
Magnificent! Absolutely magnificent.
Maybe back at your home in Fontaine.
We couldn't have accomplished all this without you. Please accept my most heartfelt thanks again.
Ready when you are. Adeptus X. Let's end this paper theater story. Any more new gimmicks? Surely there is. To open the locked door, you must first obtain the key to it. Enter the room. Oh, but we cannot move the key. I see. I may have understood. That should work. This courtyard is prosperous, worthy of trust. Switches and keys and locked doors and oh my. Does this work? No. But this will kill me. Oops. You can't unpress that switch, can you? We can't fall. Can you unpress that switch? Tell me. Also, I can have support. I do not know what that means. I mean, this works, but it kills me. So it doesn't work. I need to fall off in a way that I can get the key. But how? Oh. Having Queen Yong's support will greatly decrease the difficulty of the performance. Reset Paper Theater to obtain support? No. I want to figure it out. By myself. I've not been using this one or this one at all, but I'm not sure how just yet. Like this won't switch the switch, will it? It will kill me, yeah. Well, the goal now is to enter this space from the left side again. So I just need to do this, right? Wow, I'm smart. This wasn't all that difficult. Who knows where this person dwells? Some locked stage sections can be unlocked using keys. I see. Which of these gaps does this activate? That one. So we can't avoid pressing that button immediately. So we will have to press it twice. No matter what. Okay. So something like this? No, because that kills me. Wonder if that would have worked. Now I don't remember what I did anymore. No, this doesn't work. Boy, I wish I could look back at what I did at one time, almost. Okay, this is a good place to let me think. Good, 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 good. Now what? Okay, okay, that fixes it. That ends it. Good. Don't punch him. Nanfeng is found. Past matters are past. I go now. With the Adepti at last. Very rewarding. I'm sure they could do a lot more with this game. All complete. Backstage helpers. Thanks to you, the performance of Homeward, Bravebeard, went smoothly, but it seems that Guizhong has something to say to you. Oh? None of the other quests had an extra quest after ending them, so I guess I did correctly in wanting to finish this one on camera. Such a great end to the play. You've done well, young one. How did you find it? Was it hard to perform with paper? It was a piece of cake. Paper plays are different from Liyue operas. Being able to do everything yourself makes things a lot simpler. Paimon thinks Liyue handled pretty well. The script itself for the paper play is also very interesting. Paimon wants to see a new story. Xingyang, when will you perform next time? Haha, as long as someone enjoys it. As for next time, I don't know. You see, doing paper plays for kids is actually a hobby of mine. After this, I will return to a Yunnan opera troupe to handle this wardrobe and props. Eh? You have the Yunnan opera troupe? So you can also sing Liyue opera? I can, to some extent. Who wouldn't be able to carry a tune after staying with the Yunnan opera troupe for so long? Of course, I'm nothing when compared to Miss Yun. I actually work with the people behind the scenes. I'm in charge of the wardrobe and props on stage, such as cannons, flags, costumes, accessories, gadgets. Whatever prop you saw on stage, that was me. Some of the costumes and props that Yunnan Opera Troupe uses today are hand-me-downs from the past, and others are bought or made by myself. To perform an entire Liyue opera, there are a lot of people working on stage and behind the scenes. You can't make it happen with just a few actors and actresses. This year's Lantern Rite, Miss Yun gave some of us backstage helpers some time off, and all of my colleagues are back home to spend the holidays. I've got all this time on my hands, so I decided to put on a paper play for the people here. You didn't go home? No, I didn't go home. My mother and father passed away 2 years ago, so it's just me now. I'm so sorry. Oh, there's nothing to be sorry about. I don't mind. I'm having a good time by myself at the Lantern Rite. As you can see, those kids loved my paper plays. We also enjoyed it. Of course, I enjoyed it myself as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered making all the paper characters and paper settings. Did you write the story yourself? Not really. Whether it's Liyue operas, paper plays, or the Tea Master stories, they all know the tale of the Bravebeard. In their moment of need, when people call for a hero, such heroes will answer the call to save the day. Liyue has no shortage of such heroes. Just put a little spin on their story, and you have something to enjoy. Paimon has heard a lot about this before. Is this part of Liyue's traditional culture? Yeah, that sounds about right. But while there are always heroes who help out in times of crises, you can't keep relying on others and have to take responsibility for yourself. Take care of yourself, young lady. Happy Lantern Rite. I will. Happy Lantern Rite. Happy Lantern Rite. If you have time, come see an opera at the Yunnan Opera Troupe. Maybe we'll see each other again there. And like that, this year's Lantern Rite is over. Thank you for being a part of it. See you again next time when we're doing something else. Bye bye.